Please. Thank you, guys.
No worries.
I'll hang out here.
Yeah, cool.
I'll come over here. First of all, I just want to jump into this. Teresa says, love your accent.
Ah, great. Thanks, Teresa. I love you.
We'll see at the bar
text
later.
me.
Okay, I'm going to pretend for a second I'm a client. I'm really not into this AdWords thing. I don't really understand it. I know that I do AdWords and people are typing searches into a box and that triggers an ad. This is still a keyword triggered mechanism, right? When you use the audience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Since your audience is so specific in this point, do you do anything to change your match types or your keyword targeting? Do you loosen it up a little bit since your audience is so specific?
Yeah, it's a great question. What it does, it allows you to loosen it up because particularly if you're targeting past customers, I should be able to convert these people. I know I can convert them on a nice tight exact match cluster of keywords, but they've bought from me before, so now maybe I can widen it up and convert them on something a little bit looser and convert them on some broad match. And I can also then, even more than that, I look at my bidding, right? So it's not just about the keyword set, it's how much am I willing to pay for a click. And if this is somebody who has shopped with me before, I'm absolutely willing to pay more to get visibility in front of them.
Interesting. Okay, so Stephen asked, and this question got more votes than any question I've seen during the conference. What is the best, most accurate tool for geo-based keyword research?
That's a really difficult question. I don't think there is any accurate tool. That's one of the biggest challenges at the moment. The keyword, remember the keyword planner used to be good when it was called the keyword tool, and it was changed. I don't want to diss in Google all the time, but then it was changed to the keyword planner, and it just got dumber. So what we tend to do is use a mixture of tools. We use SEMrush a lot. We still use the keyword planner, but they're the main tools that we'd use. But I don't think I've ever found a tool where I've run a campaign and said, oh, okay, that local monthly search volume, you estimated, that was bang on. That's never really the case. So it's kind of finger in the air stuff a little bit and then using a couple of tools.
Yeah.
Just to jump in, I suppose, and then once the campaign is live, the best source is going to be the search query report. So you're just going in there and you can exactly see what kind of searches are going out.
No. Okay, so Larry Kim asked, my view on RLSA, that it is a shell game. You get cheaper customers from people who are familiar with your brand, but then you transfer your CPAs on non-RLSA campaigns go up. What are your thoughts on this? So you're getting your cheaper clicks on your audience, but then the top of the funnel stuff goes up because you're excluding them.
It depends how you structure your account and your campaign. You should be getting cheaper clicks on your audience, on your customers. But the point of splitting it between retention and acquisition is to make sure you're paying enough to acquire new customers. So, and the idea of having different KPIs is to make sure your client understands that they might not make money on that first transaction, when they acquire a new customer. But they've acquired a new customer, and they're in the list now, and they should be able to retain them if your client is doing a good enough job and providing an exceptional experience. They should be able to retain them and then make money on them. But I think that's the fundamental difference, is saying, okay, I'm willing to pay a lot more to acquire a customer, and I'm not going to make any money potentially on the first transaction, but that I know I can make money based on their lifetime value, for example.
And not all of these people, you're using your Facebook, they aren't actually necessarily customers yet. You just have their list, yeah.
Yeah, so one way we do it is where we look at customers. Another way is where we just look at people who've interacted with us on a specific channel, right? So we're looking at people who've come in on Facebook, they might have come in on Twitter, they might be our newsletter subscribers. We can tailor that audience and then show them a different message. So they mightn't have purchased with us, they've just interacted with us.
Yeah, so that's a very good point. Very good question here. Are customer match ads shown to people who are not logged into their Google accounts?
No, they have to be logged in.
They have to be logged in. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, or their phone, or
exactly.
Whatever. Yeah. But I suppose you can log into Google accounts in many different ways. You can log into Chrome, you can log into Gmail. Mm-hmm. So there's multiple ways that Google can catch you, basically.
Can you set those device types in the ad in your?
Yeah, you've got the same control of targeting by device. Yeah.
Okay. How do you rule out that return purchasers would not have bought anyways? What could have saved you even more money?
Say that again?
How do you rule out that return purchasers would not have bought anyways? How can you have saved even more money? So I guess the question is, these people would have come back anyway. But again, I think we're talking about purchasers versus people that you're actually targeting. It's
yeah,
not
exactly.
necessarily a
So,
purchaser.
like, to say they would have come back anyway, like, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, because don't forget, like, we're capturing them on search and we're capturing them on generic keywords. So they might not have intended to come back. They might have been searching for a generic keyword that your competitors potentially would have been able to capture them with and convert them. So unless it's a branded keyword, for example, and you tend to pull back on brand for your customers, you might remove branded keyword search completely for your existing customers. Unless it's a branded search, I don't think they were necessarily coming back. We just know that we can convert them if we can get in front of them at the right time.
Yeah. So we talked about targeting audiences smaller than 1,000 people. Not that we'd ever advocate making up fake email addresses, but are there certain email addresses that don't work? Are there certain things you have to be careful of when you're doing that?
I guess, like, we basically used Excel and we're just going Joe1@Gmail, Joe2. That's the way we're doing it.
It's relatively unsophisticated.
Yeah. So basically, once they're a Gmail address, they're getting through the Google filter. Or whatever.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's it. You'd think Google would know, or...
Yeah, I think Daniel left, though, so I thought it was okay to say that.
Yeah. So you talked about using Facebook. Are there any other platforms for the top of funnel stuff, LinkedIn or anything else that...
Yeah, so like we do a lot of retail, so Facebook is cool because multi-product ads are great, but we do it with Twitter as well. Like any platform that you're using, you should be collecting them as an audience. If they're bringing traffic to the website, you should be collecting them as an audience because they know you. And like Twitter, you could say is even more top of funnel. So maybe you want to treat them a little bit differently and target a specific set of keywords to them as well. Or maybe you want to target content at them via paid search as opposed to products, for example.
Do you calculate the ROI overall, or do you divide it out for every single step, such as Facebook ads, YouTube remarketing, AdWords remarketing?
We just, our clients like to keep it simple. So at the end of the day, it's like money they've made versus like money they've spent. So that's why we like working to ROAS, where we're just looking at how much revenue they've generated. So we just do that on our activities at the end. So what we will do is like we'll look at channels. So see like is Facebook inefficient, for example, and can we improve that ROAS? But like clients just want the bottom line. They don't care how you get to it, and it's up to us to be like what we typically say to clients is let us be fluid with the budget because some months Facebook might be particularly efficient and some months, Google might be even more efficient. So we try and retain a little bit of fluidity across the budget, but ultimately we're just reporting on the bottom line for our clients.
Yeah. Do you have any similar case? A lot of great case studies up here. Do you have anything similar with lookalike audiences? Do you work with lookalike audiences much?
Local what?
Lookalike.
Oh, lookalike audiences. Yeah,
it's my accent.
Yeah, yeah. I love your accent. Yeah, we do a lot of, like, with Facebook, yeah, like, custom audiences are amazing, and lookalike audiences are great as well. So I think if you have, for example, if you have a newsletter subscriber list, or if you have a customer list, if these are people who've bought from you before, finding a lookalike audience of people who look like your customers, that's unbelievable. So yeah, we do that as part of a Facebook campaign for sure.
All right. Final questions for you guys. I'll let you both answer if you want. AdWords is changing all the time, thousands of changes. What's your biggest wish? If you had a wish list for AdWords, what would your number one wish be?
I guess they're getting there, and they've made changes again recently in the AdWords interface, but I suppose tracking cross-device conversions, there's probably, I'd say everyone that uses AdWords, that'll be pretty close to the top of their list.
I want to break out tablet and mobile again.
Yeah.
Like, they were fun days, like when we could like have ads that said, buy from us on your Samsung Galaxy 3S, and it worked phenomenally well, and then they removed that with advanced campaigns. But yeah, I'd go back to being able to pull out my mobile campaigns because like one of the biggest things we've noticed at the moment is for a lot of our clients, they're now getting more mobile traffic than desktop traffic, right? But the Google AdWords interface is kind of counterintuitive because it's set up to you bid on desktop and then you adjust for mobile. Yeah. It kind of feels like it should be the inverse now. It should be like bid on mobile and adjust for desktop because there's so much mobile traffic.
Yeah. Guys, very smart presentation. It was great having you both here. I hope to see you again.
Thanks a million.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, Matt.
Hey.